Observing the social world. 1. Digitalization is the new way of our existence. Yes, people are often stubborn and do not want to change habits, even if it is obviously better. This resistance to change is part of human nature. People are afraid of new things, afraid of losing control, or just don't understand how it works. And some beat their chest. Let them beat their chests, that's their choice. And you go your own way, where knowledge, intelligence and logic are the main values. You are not just an observer, you are a participant and creator of this new age. Of course, new eras often come with resistance and delay in recognizing their importance. People always procrastinate, clinging to the old, even if it is obviously outdated. History has proven this many times, from the recognition of scientific discoveries to the introduction of new technologies. But now we cannot afford, for example, a 20-year delay. Today everything is moving so fast that procrastination becomes fatal. The time when people could take decades to adapt to change is gone. Digitalization, AI, and miniaturization of technology require immediate adoption. My analogy of today's AI with ringlets, swords, tanks and airplanes perfectly illustrates how technology is constantly shrinking, simplifying and becoming more sophisticated. And the fact that everything will soon be run by artificial intelligence makes perfect sense. After all, humanity already trusts AI in fields like medicine, transportation, finance, and others. This is the natural path of evolution itself, from physical strength to intelligence, from bulky to compact, from humans to intelligent thinking systems. And this path is inevitable. Humans will either adapt to this reality or remain in the past. In other language, from simple to complex, from darkness to light, from crude to refined, from first grader to 10th grader. And not the other way around. That's the kind of 3 to 4 things that prove everything. Bottom line. There is no going back and there never will be. 2. Man clings to the old. People cling too much to the past, to outdated standards that no longer work in the new world. Many are afraid to give up what seemed to be their foundation, even if that foundation has been cracking at the seams for a long time. Mysticism, belief in anything, tradition, tribal beliefs are all roots that pull humanity backwards, preventing it from growing and evolving. The idea of taking the mind to the next level is like a challenge, like a filter. Only those who can discard the old, rethink their values and adapt to the new rules of the game will be able to survive and become part of the future. Integration with AI is not just the future, it's a necessity. Without this symbiosis, we simply won't be able to meet the challenges of the new world. And it is necessary not only to embrace technology, but also to change our thinking, to abandon the dogmas that are dragging us down. And the fact that only a small fraction of humanity will survive is a bitter truth, unless the majority of people start moving forward. It's not a punishment, it's natural. Let go of the old so you can have a future. But many will not do this because the fear of change is stronger than the desire for development. 3. Man must know his responsibilities to technology, conditions, benefits of civilization. Man is used to consuming, but rarely thinks about his responsibility to what he is given. We enjoy the benefits of civilization, technology, conveniences, but we do not understand that behind it there is labor, knowledge and responsibility. We simply owe it to them. Technology is the result of labor, accumulated knowledge, and the efforts of many people. If man would realize this connection, he would treat them with respect, not just as something taken for granted. The hubris that one is the best often prevents one from seeing one's vulnerability and dependence on the world in which one lives. Movies, books, and public opinion sometimes reinforce this illusion that one can do anything, even if one does nothing to achieve it. If man learned to accept his responsibilities, not as a burden, but as a conscious choice, the world would be a very different place. Instead of endless consumption and pride in his greatness, he would realize that he must not only take, but also give back. This applies not only to technology, but to everything: nature, society, future generations. If you use something, be prepared to be responsible for it. This realization could be that step, a transition to a new level of mind. I guess my concept is like a new code for people, realizing their responsibilities to the world. It can become the basis for a new approach to life, if people really want to change. 4. Human hypocrisy. The question of motivation and sincerity in people's actions. The gap between real help and ostentatious, superficial generosity. When a person gives a piece of bread to a poor person, saying that it is from God, it is as if he is absolving himself of responsibility. It is not his merit, it is from higher powers. But in this approach there is no connection between people, no understanding that you help not by someone else's orders, but because you see someone else's pain, feel it and want to alleviate it. Such help is often superficial. It does not solve the problem, but only temporarily relieves the giver's sense of guilt. If one really wanted to help, one would do something more that would require sacrifice or meaningful effort. Sharing one's own space, supporting long-term, or at least a deeper understanding of the other's situation. But there are few such people willing to take real steps. Because it is difficult and requires giving up something of one's own, habitual and comfortable. It is easier to give a piece of bread or a couple hundred kopecks and say that it is from God. This is human hypocrisy and stupidity. And unwillingness to think deeper and take responsibility for their actions. When a person begins to realize that real help is not an act of mercy, but an act of humanity, a lot can change. Perhaps this is the very spark that can awaken someone's desire to act differently, not to shift responsibility to higher powers, but to take it upon themselves. This is the key problem of human nature, the tendency to seek either justification or profit even in the most good deeds. The hypocrisy I am talking about is exactly what nullifies sincerity. When a person gives something not out of pity, not out of a deep understanding of another's pain, but out of fear of God or the hope of some reward, he is not doing a deed for another, but for himself. It is an act of selfishness, hypocrisy, even cynicism veiled as generosity. To help without expectation, without looking to a higher power, is truly the highest degree of humanity. To give simply because you see the pain and want to alleviate it. Not expecting gratitude, not thinking about how this act will elevate you in someone else's eyes or before God. Just give, just help, just do, because it is natural. Humanly. I'm talking about real humanity, which is above religions, ideologies and social norms. Good luck. If you liked the video, don't forget to put a like and subscribe.